What's up guys, Chris here from Crisis Point and welcome back to the channel. And today we'll be talking about the Realme C35. This is Realme's entry-level smartphone in 2022, which I've been using for the past week now. And we're going to be talking about some important details about this product that most of you might have overlooked. And this is really good. So let's do this. Right, so let's first talk about the display on the Realme C35. This is rocking a 6.6-inch IPS LCD display that has a resolution of 1080 by 2408 and a 20:9 aspect ratio. It's very rare for me to see a 1080p screen this gorgeous on a budget level smartphone. Most often than not, if you're looking at a smartphone that is priced at around $6,000 or $7,000 or within that range, usually the screen is the biggest compromise. And if you wind the clocks back a few years ago, most often than not, the smartphones that are priced at this price range are always pixelated, dotted, and low res. But with the C35, it's a totally different ballgame because the screen is actually one of its major assets. Now, it doesn't have the high refresh rate, not even 90 Hz, which is totally fine. It's not a major deal breaker. I've used different smartphones over the past few months, switching from 60 Hz to 90 Hz to 120, and most often than not, after using it for a period of time, I would often revert back to 60 Hz just to save battery. So having to use a smartphone that doesn't have the high refresh rate is not a big deal. Powering the C35 is a Unisoc Tiger T616. This is a 12nm octa-core chipset that is paired with 4 or 6 GB of RAM. As far as storage is concerned, this is rocking 64 GB of internal storage or 128. Of course, price difference, but it is expandable via microSD. Now, another highlight of the C35 is the primary lens, which is a 50 megapixel primary lens paired with a 2 megapixel macro lens and a depth sensor. At least that's what's stated on GSM Arena. But see, the thing is, when it comes to entry-level smartphones, usually it is the screen or the camera that is the major compromise. When I was taking photos with the Realme C35, I was very much blown away with the level of detail that I was able to capture. Of course, it's not going to be the fastest processing device on the planet. It would take around 1 second or half a second to process an image when taking photos, especially in 50 megapixel mode, but ultimately, the image output is impressive for its price point. Now, another thing worth mentioning with the C35 is the battery. You see, just like the Galaxy A03, it has a 5000 mAh battery. But the one thing that the Galaxy A03 doesn't have is fast charging capability. The C35 has support for 18-watt fast charging, which can get you from 0 to 100% around 1 hour. Now, obviously, for this review, I didn't really focus too much on the gaming aspect because we all know that entry-level smartphones is not exactly the most ideal device to consider if you're leaning towards having the most enjoyable experience with gaming. So this is really more of my personal take of using this device. Generally, I would not really recommend people to get entry-level smartphones, and it's mainly because just by having to add a few more can actually give you a much wider selection to choose from, specifically leaning towards the mid-range category, which can do a lot more. But I understand that not a lot of people actually need that level of power or that level of specifications or features. Some people just want a working smartphone that is modern and decent in terms of overall performance at the lowest possible price. Now, there are other smartphones in the market that is below the 5,000 mark or within the 5,000 range, but the Realme C35 is probably the best value for money smartphone you can get in 2022. This will literally give the Samsung Galaxy A03 a run for its money. And that's pretty much it for this review of the Realme C35. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or inquiries, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Consider subscribing to the channel for more tech reviews and unboxing videos. Thanks again for watching. This is Chris once again from Crisis Point, and I'll catch you in the next.